guys, how's it going? I'm here at the storage unit today, and the goal of today's video is to get this little Jeep ready for a trail. I have a little less than 2 weeks to be ready, and we're gonna go tackle the Buffalo Hump Trail. It goes to a high mountain lake. The side-by-side guys are saying that they wouldn't really take a Jeep up there, let alone a stock Jeep, but we're gonna go ahead and try. Jeremy's gonna be taking a Suburban. We have a few other guys going with us in moderately built to stock vehicles, and I'm really excited to see how this does. So there's a few main goals of this video. I want to clean up the front end. I'm going to take off that tow bar, take off the side steps. I want to take these off. We're going to unbox and mount some of these SPL lights, mount a fire extinguisher. I have these window brackets we're going to mount on. I still need to run up to my brother's house, and in one of my previous videos I had mounted some ditch lights on my pickup. I'm robbing those ditch lights and putting them on this Jeep. Got my fire extinguisher mount, seatbelt cutter and glass breaker. I'm going to mount that in there, and then I have this spot device mount that I'm going to throw in there, and that'll probably eat up all of my time today. Hopefully I have time. I'm going to throw on that winch plate, and then in a later video I'm going to throw on a winch. I have it sitting at my house ready to go, and I'll show you which one I bought, and yeah, we'll go from there. Hopefully I can get this all done before the trip, and we can go give this little baby Jeep a test. So I figured let's go ahead and start with the easiest stuff first, and that's on the inside. So I'm going to mount this spot device, and I want it right here. I think that won't interfere with anything, and it should be a pretty good spot. So I have this ram mount that holds it, and there's already a factory dash screw right there. So I'm going to use that to start, and then I will just add a second screw in there. Check it out. Well, I think that looks pretty slick, and it's nice and easily accessible. See? So I repositioned the camera. This is the center console, if you couldn't tell, and I'm going to mount this right here. Now these are pretty cool. You know, this has a soft top, so the glass breaker and manual windows. So the glass breaker is not super important, but that's what that is. You smack the glass and it's supposed to shatter. But this side is why I like having it in there. It has the seatbelt cutter on it, so if you get jammed in here in an accident and need to cut yourself out, it's there. These are super cheap on Amazon. Well worth having in your vehicle, I believe. And in my last Jeep I had it mounted on the center console. I'll just do the same with this one. Trying to eyeball it and make it level. All right. Adds a little color to the interior, so that's kind of cool. So the last thing I want to put on the interior for today is this quick release fire extinguisher mount. This is a cheap, I think it was like 20 bucks on Amazon, and you pull that little pin out. It's hard to do. It's supposed to be mounted to do that. And anyway, it releases out into two pieces made of aluminum. So if you got to get to your fire extinguisher quickly, it's there, and it should keep it secured better than, you know, the ones that come with these fire extinguishers. It's going to go up here. I'm not exactly sure how I want it yet. Probably back as far as I can get it. centered between those speakers right there. So the first step is to put one of the provided hose clamps around the fire extinguisher and to the corresponding side of the bracket. All right, so that side is mounted. Now I should be able to just clamp it on there. My only concern is, for some reason, you know, there's a roll bar in there, of course, but it has a plastic cover on it. I can feel it in there, and it makes for a lot of play. Hopefully I can cinch that out of there, that play, because I don't want this sliding around up there. But we're just gonna have to wait and see and how it works out. Eventually I'll be switching to like a Poison Spider, I think it is, roll cage that, you know, comes all the way to the front, or at least adding on to this roll cage and making it come forward. At that time I'll probably take off all the padding. I like the painted steel look rather than, you know, all the black padding. All right, it's up there. It's a little more wobbly than I'd hoped, and that might get old bumping down some of these roads, but I'm sure I can figure out a way to dampen that. Anyway, let's try it out. Say I'm in an emergency, I need my fire extinguisher. Boom, there it is. Oh, I like that. Up, out of the way, easy to get to. I like it. So we got that, seatbelt cutter, spot device. Pretty much covered on the safety stuff there. Shortly before I lost my XJ in that house fire, I had a company reach out and offer me some 5x7 headlights to test out for them. Well, after I lost the Jeep, I finally had the time to message them back. I sent them an email explaining that I'd lost the Jeep and no longer had a need for that style of headlight, but that I had picked up a new project with the 7-inch round headlights, and if they had any of those for me to test out, I would be more than happy to do that. Unfortunately, they didn't, but what they did have is some 4-inch round off-road lights for me to try out. And I'm gonna mount these right here on the bumper. Not gonna wire them in today, but hopefully I have the chance to soon, and then we can test them out. I'm excited to see what they look like. Well, I just need to tighten it down, but that's what it looks like on there. I'd say it's a pretty good size. Eventually I'll be taking this bumper off and running a bull bar, and at that time I'll mount those on top of the bull bar. Hopefully they're super bright, because that's actually a really nice size on there. 7-inch round lights, 4-inch round lights. I think they look good on there. Yep, those look good on there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mount these Rough Country pillar mounts. So these are Rough Country's mounts. I think they look really good. I'd seen a few bad reviews about the powder coating. It looks like your typical cheap powder coating to me. The welds look fine. Nice texture to the powder coating, and no chips for me, luckily. And that's a T40 is what I grabbed. Fingers crossed these come out easy. All right, you never know. You never know with the Torx bits or external bolts if they're gonna wanna come out and play nice. It's just a like a flag nut or whatever in there, and then both sides are connected. So when I move this side, the lower one moves, and the problem with that is if I undo this completely, that could just drop down into wherever. So I got that one started. Well, let's hope. If we hear a clink when this comes out, then maybe I didn't have it started. Okay, so it looks like there is enough room. So get that lower side started, then pull out the top side. It did look like that was aluminum in there, so be careful about cross-threading it. There you have it. That's the Rough Country TJ-LJ A-pillar bracket. Nice and tough looking. Really good fitment. Now, that line doesn't line up perfectly, but a lot of that could be remedied probably by loosening those and tapping down on it. It's not a true empty pockets off-road install unless something goes wrong. This one stripped out. I was able to drill it out, but the little you know, common bar in there or whatever, flag nut, you know, it's still stuck in there. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing for this side, I don't think I could trust just one bolt in there. That's not a good idea. But I have a nutsert kit up at my brother's shop, so I think I'm gonna wait and put this one on tomorrow when I can put the nutsert in and then thread that one in. Bummer, right? I'm gonna get started on taking off all that stuff that I don't want on there. The end caps, the tow bar, and the side steps. So let's get Alright, the second part of that time lapse probably looked a little bit different because I'm not at the storage unit. I'm at my brother's house. But here it is. Looks a lot cleaner without those end caps on there. Got those bumper lights. Mounted the nose sight lights up here. The only thing I didn't like about these Rough Country brackets is there's no room to move these. I want these ditch lights angled out and down a little bit. And I'll have to drill a new hole to get them on there, but they look good. This side I had to drill out this upper hole more and put a nutsert in there. That looks good. Got the side steps off. Looks so much cleaner, I think. Got my little baby shovel for a little baby Jeep. So yeah. All in all, not much money spent. Pretty easy installs. I'll do the wiring on these lights here in the next couple weeks. I want to, up here, I want to drill a hole in the cowl and have it wired in nice and clean. And I have McTuning sending me another switch panel, so I'll wait until I have that so I can wire it up all nice and clean. So overall, I added a bunch of essential things and things that I wanted. Not much money spent, easy installs, and I think I'm ready for my first trail. It's gonna be interesting. There's not much ground clearance under there. But from the pictures I've seen, the rocks don't look too big. So should be fun. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.